Hey, this is Dani, you and me living free. I was hoping to do a video that would be kind of more action shots and showing me prepping the car, getting ready for car camping, that kind of thing. And it's just not going to happen. And so I thought I would do a video just kind of outlining why car camping is not going to work for me at this time, and kind of walking through some of these basic steps that I think might help people. So when I think about camping in the car, when I think about camping anywhere, there are two things that are absolutely critical and three or four that are in the top, like need to be able to do. So no matter where it is, I have to be able to sleep well. Okay. And so I'm almost 5'10", and I'm in a big body. So it takes some space for me to be able to sleep comfortably. When I had my Sienna minivan, I constructed a bed that was just plywood and 2x4s, but on that I had a mattress topper that was 3 inches thick, that was part firm foam and part softer, and then I doubled it over, so I had 6 inches of padding that was high quality. I got it on Amazon, and it was just as comfortable as sleeping in my bed at home. I slept just as well on the road as I did at home. Now, when I was considering car camping, I was like, it might not be quite that good asleep, but I need the quality of sleep, because especially as we get older, like sleep is always the foundation for health. Sleep is the foundation for everything, for being able to wake up invigorated, do the things we want to do. With all this car camping, it's kind of useless if we wake up and feel terrible and don't want to do anything, whatever. I'm getting a little overly dramatic, but you have to be able to sleep well, right? Okay, so I have a Camry that is a 2011. But it's a Camry with like the leather seats and the electric seats and everything. So the first thing I looked at to be able to sleep well in the Camry was a air mattress for the back seat. They're all over Amazon. You can get them. But what I discovered is the air mattress doesn't make a difference, because even if the air mattress is comfortable, in my 5'10" in this Camry, I have to basically sleep in a fetal position, and there's no way for me to do that comfortably. The second option with sleep was to do it somehow, get to do it over the passenger seat and to lay it back, because my back seat will not fold down flat. Sorry. My back seat does not fold down flat because it's the fancier Camry. The back seat has a little adjustable back seat thing that it will, go back a few inches if you want to lean back a little bit, or it'll sit straight up. Because of this mechanism, I think the seat does not fold flat. There's no opening to the trunk. So I could not sleep in the back seat and put my feet or my legs or anything in the trunk. That way will not work. The third option was to take out my passenger seat. Now, I was so committed to this idea and to not missing the RTR that I was like thinking about, again, RTR is Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. It's put on by HOWA, HOWA, Homes on Wheels Alliance, if you have questions. Every time I mention RTR in a video, there is some confused person who in the comments will say, what is RTR? And I forget that I'm not having the conversation with like my same friend who like knows everything about the journey and everything and has been with me a while. There are all kinds of new people who watch, and sometimes I don't get it through my head. So pardon that for me. But I wanted to include everyone in this conversation. So for anyone who doesn't know, I spent 18 months traveling in a Sienna minivan. I converted it, took out all the seats except for the the passenger and the driver, and converted it into a camper. Traveled for a year and a half. It was fantastic, but now I'm back at work and I just want to travel when I have vacation, which is 6 weeks a year. And I want to go to the RTR in January. Look that up online if you want. So I called my mechanic because I have a great body shop that I go to, mechanic shop that I go to, really down to earth, great people, and very trustworthy, and they do great work. And I said, what's the deal? Can I take out this seat? Because there's no way I would attempt it on my own. Number one, I don't have the tools. Number two, it is an automatic seat. So if you look under the seat, you know, there are boxes and wires, and there's airbags, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's no way I would attempt it. Some people do it themselves. Awesome. I've watched YouTube videos on doing it. So great for you, but not for me. So I called my mechanic and I'm like, is it possible for you to take out my seat and I'll put it in my little storage unit in my basement of my apartment complex. And then you can reinstall it in maybe a year or something, when I'm ready to sell it or to whatever. And they said, no, they will not do it. And here's why. He said, this is the way he explained it to me. And he knows a lot more about it than I do. So he said, as soon as they take out the seat, something is signaling to the airbag system that something is wrong here. And so if it's a safety issue, because if I were in an accident and for some reason my airbag, even on the driver's side, did not deploy, I could then sue the body shop and they would be liable. If they do anything to the Toyota that makes it less safe, which this apparently is deemed so, then they would be liable and I could sue them. And I thought, well, that makes sense. And also, ever since I had my first child, like our whole thing is like safety first. Like when you have kids and when they're small and everything, you live in this kind of state of paranoia. Like this little life could just, fall down and hurt themselves at any time. They're so vulnerable. And so it's like safety first, safety first. We're in a parking lot and we walk and we hold hands because safety first. Like it's been this theme in our life. And when I went out on the road, my kids, who were like 18 and 22 at the time when I first went out, I'm like, safety first. I promise you that I will practice safety first all the time, to help eliminate some of their worry about me being out on the road. So I'm very safety conscious. And so I just won't do it. I mean, I might be able to find someone on Craigslist or something, or a friend of a friend or something who could have the ability to take out that seat, but I'm not going to do it because it's not safety first. And I think that is the only way. I think taking out the passenger seat is the only way I could get a good night's sleep in this car. That's the only way I see. And I really have been through the options and weighed them. So that's where we're at. If I can't sleep comfortably, none of the rest of it matters. The second thing that I still went through, because I was trying to figure out the seat. So another thing that matters is I have to be able to go to the bathroom inside the vehicle. I have to be able to when I travel and stuff. And I know a lot of people who car camp are like, they are parking next to a gas station or something, and they don't, when I'm out dispersed camping, big deal. I can dig a hole. I can do other things. If I'm dispersed camping, I can have a tent and I can have a bathroom in it and I can do whatever. That's different. But when I'm on the road and I'm traveling, I don't want to be getting in and out of the vehicle through the night and like a lot of us, I don't get through the night without going to the bathroom. Okay. I know some people are like, let's talk about the bathroom. I want to know how people do it. And other people are like, don't talk about the bathroom. I don't want to hear it. No, no, no. So we'll talk bathroom talk for about the next minute or two. If you don't want to hear it, you can, you can flip off, or you can fast forward or whatever. But I would probably have to do a bedpan with nice liners and a urinal that I could keep both in the car. Okay. The other thing that I was really nervous about is if I was going to be in the back, of how to get from the front to the back for safety reasons. Like when I was in the minivan, if I was sleeping in the back and I heard something or needed to leave someplace, I had like all of my defense mechanism. Like I had my keys right here so I could start the car and I could leave. I had, with my keys, I had, of course, the car alarm that I could hit and make a lot of noise if I needed to. I had my mace and my defensive stuff. I had everything hanging on a little hook right above where I put my head at night. So I knew I could grab it, I could swing between the seats, and I could go if I needed to. And I had done that before. Not like all in a hurry, but like, okay, this area is getting a little bad and I need to go. I've used it before. And many times I had gotten into the front seat and like, if I need to, I can leave. That's another thing with the car, maneuvering from the back seat to the front seat in the body that I have, would just proved very, very challenging. If I won't say it was impossible, but without there was worry of breaking things, like my little middle section thing here. It slides back and forth and pops up and everything. I was like, that's getting broken for sure if my bottom has to sit on that as I try to move from front to back or whatever. Anyway, it was a mess. Car camping is not going to work for me. In this vehicle at this time, car camping will not work for me. It works for a lot of people. A lot of people love it, and I love it for them. And I love the idea that it might work for me, because it would mean I get to keep my Camry. I'm not going to go into debt buying a van. I'm not all sad missing RTR. It would solve a lot of problems for me if I could car camp and go to the RTR. But the car camping is not going to work for me. But I'm still not going to miss the RTR. And so in my next video, I will tell you about the rest of my plans, how I am going to get to the RTR and how I'm going to make it work and everything. So cannot wait for that. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who's here, who's listening. You deserve a medal. And if you tell me you made it to the end, I will give you a medal in the comments. And thank you so much to everyone on Patreon. Thank you so much. What else? That's it till next time. You'll just have to find out next time what I'm working on next, because I do not want to miss the RTR, and I'm not going to. I can't wait to see everybody there. Let me know if you're going in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time. See you, love you. See you, love you, bye is what I say to my kids and my family and some of my friends when I'm hanging up the phone or, saying goodbye. And I've said it before. It's like, when I make these videos, I don't think about talking to strangers, because that would kind of freak me out. I think about just talking to a friend. It's like me talking to one friend, like letting them know the deal. And so as I talk to you, friend, I say, see ya, love you, bye. And it's just something that my dad started. My dad would end phone calls that way. See ya, love you, bye. And so we started, and he passed in 2012. Did he pass in 2012? He did. I can't believe it's been 12 years. But anyway, so I say it to my loved ones and stuff, so I'll say it to you too. See you, love you, bye. Till next time.